Let's be real for a second. Being John Jungkook's personal assistant usually means carrying 5 different types of kombucha and blocking sasaengs. It does not usually involve being snowed in at a remote architectural cabin in the Swiss Alps with no Wi-Fi, a blizzard outside, and a boss who has decided to enter his tortured artist era. For 3 days, Jungkook has done nothing but play acoustic guitar by the fireplace, wearing oversized hoodies and growing out a stubble that, if I'm being honest, should be illegal. It's giving lumberjack chic, and my sanity is hanging by a thread. "Why, we in," he groaned from the couch. He was currently upside down, legs kicking in the air, nursing his right wrist. He'd sprained it yesterday trying to chop wood. Spoiler alert, he is an idol, not a lumberjack. So the wood won. "Yes, Mr. John?" I asked, looking up from my book. The fire crackled loudly, the only sound in the room besides the wind howling outside. I need to record a visual log for the new album concept. Now. The melody just hit me. He sat up, his hair a fluffy, chaotic mess. "But I look like I've been living in a cave. I can't film like this." I looked at him. He looked devastatingly handsome in a scruffy, rugged way, but I nodded professionally. "Okay, I'll set up the tripod. You can go and shave." He lifted his right hand, which was wrapped in a compression bandage. He gave me a look, a pathetic, doe-eyed, pouty-lipped look that he knows works on everyone from his mother to the CEO of his company. "I can't," he said softly. "I can't grip the razor with my left hand. I'll slice my face off." "Oh, no, 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 no." My brain started buffering. "So, what are you suggesting then?" "You do it." I choked on my own spit. "Excuse me?" He stood up and walked over to me. The firelight cast shadows across his face, highlighting the sharp angle of his jaw hidden beneath the scruff. "Shave me, YN, unless you want the comeback teaser to look like a distress signal from a castaway." "I am not a barber," I protested, standing up. Bad move. Now I was looking up at him. "I could hurt you. My hands shake when I'm nervous." "Why would you be nervous?" He took a step closer. "Personal space?" "Never heard of her." "It's just grooming. Take it as your assignment." "Come to the bathroom," he said, turning around and walking away with a casual swagger that made my knees feel like cooked noodles. "I'll sit still, I promise." I followed him like a lamb to the slaughter. The bathroom was all slate gray stone and dim lighting. He hopped up onto the marble counter, casually sitting on the counter like he owns the place, which he literally does, and spread his legs slightly so I could step in. He pointed to the old-fashioned safety razor and the badger hairbrush. "Do a good job," he whispered, his voice dropping to that deep, grainy register that sends shivers down my spine. "I'm watching you. I am currently fighting for my life." The silence in the bathroom was heavy, thick. You could cut it with a knife, or in this case, a razor. I had lathered his face. My fingers were currently touching his skin, feeling the heat radiate off him through the foam. He was warm, so warm, and he was sitting at a height where his face was perfectly level with mine. I stepped between his knees because I had to. It was a logistical necessity. That's what I kept telling myself as my thigh brushed against his sweatpants. Panic mode. Activated. "Your breathing is loud," Jungkook murmured. He wasn't looking at the mirror to check my work. He was staring directly into my eyes. His gaze was intense, unblinking, tracking every micro-expression on my face. "It's the altitude," I lied through my teeth. "Thin air? Sure." A smirk tugged at the corner of his mouth, shifting the shaving cream. "Stop moving," I scolded gently, placing a hand on his cheek to hold him steady. As soon as my palm made contact with his jaw, his eyes darkened. He leaned into my touch, just a fraction. It was such a small movement, but it felt like the earth shifted on its axis. I brought the razor to his cheek. Scrape. The sound of the bristles being cut was satisfying. I focused entirely on the blade, terrified of nicking his precious $1,000,000 skin. "You have a little crease right here," I whispered, mostly to myself, concentrating on the tricky spot under his chin. "Lift your head up." He obeyed instantly, exposing his throat. I swallowed hard. This was intimacy on steroids. I was holding a blade to his neck, and he was completely relaxed, trusting me with his life. I finished the neck and moved to his upper lip. This required me to be agonizingly close. I could feel his breath on my wrist, mint and coffee. I paused for a second, my hand hovering. "Why did you stop?" he asked, his lips barely moving. "I'm calibrating," I stammered. "You're blushing," he countered softly. He lifted his uninjured hand, his left hand, and caught a stray drop of water that was rolling down my wrist. His fingers were cool, contrasting with the heat of the room. "Jungkook, please," I breathed out, my heart hammering against my ribs like a bird in a cage. "I need to focus." "I'm not stopping you," he whispered. He didn't let go of my wrist. Instead, his thumb began to trace lazy, distracting circles on my sensitive skin. I just like seeing you flustered. It's cute. System failure. I quickly finished the upper lip, my movements jerky. I grabbed a hot towel to wipe away the remaining foam. I rubbed his face dry, perhaps a little too vigorously to hide my shaking hands. When I pulled the towel away, he was clean-shaven. The boyish, devastatingly sharp Jungkook was back, but his eyes were still heavy, still locked on me. "All done," I announced, trying to step back. His legs tightened slightly around mine, trapping me in place. "Excuse me?" "You missed a spot," he said. "I did not," I argued, looking at his flawless skin. "Where?" He tapped the corner of his mouth. "Here." I leaned in to look closer. There was nothing there. I looked up, confused, and realized his face was inches from mine. "There's nothing that—" "I know," he interrupted, his voice a low velvet purr. "I just wanted you closer." He stared at my lips for 3 agonizing seconds. The air crackled with electricity. It wasn't just butterflies in my stomach, it was a whole zoo. I felt that tingling sensation shoot all the way to my fingertips. Then he smiled, a genuine, soft smile that reached his eyes, and released me with a gentle pat on the hip. "Good job, Assistant YN," he said, hopping off the counter and breezing past me like he hadn't just rearranged my entire molecular structure. "Set up the camera. I'm ready now." I stood alone in the bathroom for a full minute, staring at my reflection, clutching the shaving towel to my chest, kicking my foot out in a silent, internal scream of pure agony and delight. This man is going to be the death of me, and I'm not even mad about it.